Yo, what's up guys? CINNAStixx here, and today my review will be on the M1911. Of course, this will be the Elite's variant. I'm going to do it on my medic class so I can supply health, maybe go on a little longer spree with it. But I'll show you the high capabilities of this weapon. Let me hop over to my weapons and show you my inventory real quick. As for pistols, I own the Elite's M1911 on all my classes, and I own the Rex on all my classes except Engineer. And on two of my classes, Engineer and Recon, I own the Elite's MP443. So I'll be doing that one pretty soon as well. So I know I'm not doing the standard ones. Not going to do the standard or the veterans. I'll get straight to the Elites, being that it's the best of the variants. And it shouldn't be too hard for y'all to get y'all's hands on it, because if I were y'all, I wouldn't even waste my money on the lower ones. It doesn't hurt to save up and invest in the better, or the best of the best. So, being that this was the first pistol I ever bought permanent for any class, can't wait to show it to y'all. I'm going to hop over to my training real quick and show y'all what I'm using. Since I'm not a rank 25 yet, and I still like to be a very helpful medic, of course, I have all my stuff towards reviving, maxed out med kits. Yes, I have dead mans, stuff like that. Extra health, just to see teammates' health, not enemy health. Grenade threat awareness, etc., etc. Everything that helps me kind of be a mobile tank that supplies health, and not be either offensive, aggressive, defensive, whatever it is. I don't know how to put it, but I took off the frontline spawn. It's too buggy, and it was just kind of like, hey, that's one extra point I could put towards something else. I actually put it towards grenade toss back, and it's been working pretty well for me. I just throw it back, whether it kills somebody or not, it just gets it out of the area, and it does save my teammates, so that's pretty good. Well guys, I'm going to go ahead and get to some gameplay for you. Of course, my primary is going to be the PKM with the red dot, so I'll show y'all that a little bit. I'm not really going to review it. I already reviewed the PKM, but I'll let y'all see it a little bit. But I'm gonna try to stick to just using my M1911, guys. I'll do my best. So I hope y'all look forward to this. All right, guys, here we go. Going to be using the Elite's M1911. Sorry for the little beginning of game lag, but we'll get through this. One thing I like about this weapon, yesterday on my recon, I was using it instead of my Rex for once. And I completely ran out of ammo, and I forget what I was using. No, it was my medic. Just completely ran out of ammo, and I just started hip spraying this thing and getting kills left and right with it, and it was just amazing. Just the overall power of this weapon and the type of kills I was able to get with it. I just kept going on with it, and it does such great damage that you're not having to use that much ammo, especially if you're at closer ranges, being that it can do about 80 damage for a headshot. So if you take advantage of that, and you take advantage of the hip-fire accuracy of this weapon, then you'll do just fine. Now, of course, the more you fire, the more the higher the recoil comes, and the higher inaccuracy you have. So you will lose accuracy as that hip-fire, as the crosshair grows, I should say. Yes, I have bandages and adrenaline shots on my medic. You can laugh about that, but that's thanks to supply drops. So, it's like I have it, might as well use them. And not that it matters, because being that my, that one training I have that's maxed out, so I receive extra health from all sources. So I have that going for me. Now, the Elite's M1911 has a standard ammunition count of about 12 rounds. As far as how many magazines it has per for the weapon itself, I think it has about I want to say 6. That's just a guess. I probably should have checked before when I was in the loadout screen, but eventually I'll check it. I'll tell y'all later once I go back to it. As for the damage of this weapon, at longer ranges it can do about 10 to 12. That's what I've seen it stay around. So that's good for a pistol. I mean, it's supposed to do that. It's a sidearm. It shouldn't be doing 50 to anything more than that. Of course, the reason it ever did that in the first place, I mean, it made sense because, for one, I mean, it was everything was so powerful, and it was all just shotguns weren't a problem because primaries were just as powerful and all that, but since they nerfed the primaries, as far as the you know, like say how they nerfed the AK and all that, you know, now that you have to do so much to make that weapon stand against other weapons, especially shotguns. That's why eventually they got around to nerfing shotguns and pistols. Of course, the pistols they didn't do too much, so you know it's good in my opinion. But as you saw there, this weapon did about 10 to 12 damage per shot at longer ranges. At closer, it does about 40, and it just climbs as you get hits with it. Of course, headshots are always the best with this weapon, especially with the accuracy and rate of fire it has. Though it has high recoil, it's easy to, you know, it quickly snaps back on target, so it should never be a problem with the recoil of this weapon. And I mean, you shouldn't have to use it at longer ranges. So if you are, then, you know, that's your fault. As you saw there, I did about 74 damage to him. That was probably a shot that caught him in the back of the head. Got this guy using a red dot on his sniper rifle. But so really not much else to say about the weapon. I mean, already, you know, it's easy, quick and easy to sum up. It's a really great gun. It's one of my favorite sidearms. I mean, it was always in competition with the MP443. The only thing advantage the MP443 had over it was probably ammunition, and I don't know. I think that was about it all it had going for it. I don't think it had a range or anything. I think it had shorter range compared to it. Being that this is a sidearm, you shouldn't be running around doing like what I'm doing with it. It's, you know, it's really great because the fact that, say you're doing really low damage with a primary, I mean, all you have to do is pull out and get a couple quick hits with it. But going against groups of enemies, it's not going to work. You know, it is a pistol, you know. Maybe back in the day it could have before the update, but no longer can it do that. Now it's just good for, you know, popping a couple of heads with it, and there you have it. But, don't underestimate it. As you saw there, I really just outshot that guy with the spas, whether he was good or not. Well, guys, as far as, I know, I'm not sure what y'all want me to do next. Sorry, I got into my little defib extraordinaire right there. Sometimes, that's what I gotta mention, sometimes the reload animation for this weapon, you'll have to do it twice. I remember one of my old montages, I fired it, and, you know, I go to chase the guy down thinking I had a full magazine. I fire like 2 shots, I run out, and, you know, because the animation gets kind of bugged, especially if you switch to your defibs, it kind of bugs it out. But, yeah, that guy deserved it. Stupid OP M60. I'm about to go get my M60 for you guys. I'd love to do a redo of that, you know, to kind of redeem it like I did for the M24 so I can do good with it. But, save that for another time. But, besides that, nothing much else I can say for this weapon. I mean, it's just a really superb weapon. One of my favorite pistols, is why I bought it for all my classes, you know, first gun I ever bought, and then I moved on to the Rex. I mean, I still use it, but Rex is probably preferred because I can actually score a successful headshot with it, you know, to get that one-shot kill. But there you have it, guys, 21-5, M1911 only. I could do more, I could do a lot better, especially being that it's on my medic. But I'm going to go into the loadout screen, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Alright guys, back here. I went ahead and did another round. I did okay, got around 14 kills. Not the best, but being that we still had them all capped most of the time, but there were these 3 guys in the top charts, and they're all level 5s, just spamming that 870, so anytime I tried to get close and personal with them, that thing would just tear me up. Got really annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I do appreciate the 870. I love it. It's one of my favorite shotguns. Even though all I own is the BF3 edition, you know, I don't plan on buying them for any of my other classes. You know, I don't use shotguns. Besides, you know, I'll sometimes bring out my Elite Spas 12. But so I mean, it really is annoying. I think they nerfed it in kind of the wrong way. It really was good the way it was, I find. I mean, it was almost rewarding to get a kill with it. I mean, now it's just, it's a beast. But back to what I'm supposed to be talking about, the Elite M1911. The damage is high, low accuracy it says. Of course I think that's BS. It's got some of the best accuracy, especially even when you could practically, it used to be the hand sniper. I mean, if you were a terrible recon, or you just needed some gun to like finish someone off across the map, say, you know, you shot him with the M95, you just bust out that M1911 and just one shot him, and there you go, you know, you finished. So of course ammo, I was right, it's 6 magazines total, well, 7 if you include the one already loaded in, but high range, that like I said, it's great for finishing off enemies across map if you're using it for your recon, sorry. Full auto, well, sorry, fast semi-auto. It's one of the quickest. I think it's a little bit faster than the MP443, I believe. I think. Yeah, I'd say it is. Not just that. This weapon overall, it's gotten I gotten some surprising kills with it. One day on my engineer, I just emptied 2 clips into a gas or you know, their transport vehicle and just blow it up right then and there. I didn't shoot it with anything else. It just came out the spawn. I just hip sprayed it and it blew up. I don't know how. No C4 on it or anything. I was close up to it. I actually dodged it because it almost ran me over, and I just sprayed it with the clip. I don't know why I thought that would work, but it really did. I don't know how often that happens. I mean, I've done it to other vehicles, you know, the Humvee and stuff like that. I've done it with the Rex as well, but well, guys, besides that, that pretty much sums up this gameplay commentary. I need suggestions for the next weapon. I still have a few to do. I think I have, what I have left for the medic, I want to say is the MG3. Then I'll may eventually going to redo the QJY. But besides that, yeah, I think that's all I have left. As for the recon, I still have the SVUA, the SVD, and some stuff, you know, so you got a lot to suggest for that. And I think I have just the PP2000 and the AKS-74U on the engineer. I believe that's all I have left on there. As for the assault, I was still going to redo the G3, redo the M416, and just redo the M4. And I already redid the Scar L, that's true. Okay, so I need suggestions, guys. You know, get them out there. Try to, if someone votes for something you like, go ahead and vote for that. I don't need a bunch of varieties. You know, I kind of want it to, you know, if y'all can decide on 2 things and we can kind of vote off against to see what thing we want the most, then let's do that. But besides that, guys, that's all for this gameplay commentary. Much love and respect on the battlefield, soldiers. Peace.